Простительница.
It feels like I've been waiting for days.
Проситель.
Greetings.
How much longer must we wait?
Greetings.
I have things I must do. I cannot wait forever.
I'm busy with matters of state. Go trouble someone else.
Да, настроение у тебя стало хуже.
Did you know your entire future is mapped out in the stars? One must only know how to read them. Not such an enviable skill, though. A mystery that kills the mystery, if you catch my meaning.
The prince is thoroughly engaged at the moment. Certainly too busy for the likes of you.
Комаран.
You're a bold one to approach so fearlessly. Give me a good reason to speak with you. I'll make it seem like you're here at my request. Otherwise, my subjects will think you cut the line and start sizing you up for dinner. How thoughtful. I could hardly turn down such a generous gift, especially with the trouble brewing in Eldenroot. How are you at building embassies? You see, Queen Irene promised one would be built for the Khajiit as a gesture of goodwill. But now a year has passed and there's still no Khajiit embassy. Good question. You wish to serve the Comoran throne? You can start by asking Prince Naaman why his people aren't fulfilling their promises. He's the one who seems to have the entire Elden Tree lodged up his flue. I can say that. I'm the king.
Yes? Quickly now. Don't leave your mouth to hang agape. That again? My sister, Queen Irene, foolishly committed to build the Khajiit an embassy months ago. Everything was to be handled through Ambassador Tarinwe at the Ultima Embassy. No, you don't get to question me. Not after you slew High Kin Lady Estri. Do you think I'm one to have a chat with the person who killed my wife? That will break out the Sylphmead and share a good laugh? I suppose that's my burden. Very well, I won't give you the satisfaction of doubting my loyalty. You were asking after the Khajiit? Ask a stonemason. I have to prepare for the ratification ceremony before Queen Irene's arrival. I can't be troubled with such minor issues. If you care to pursue the matter, speak with Ambassador Tarinwe at the Ultima Embassy. An archaic wood elf ritual. If she dances to their tune, Queen Irene will be recognized by the heavens as a worthy candidate for Emperor of Tamriel. Rubbish, if you ask me. To promote harmony, she'd tell you. The same reason she picked this bizarre tree city as the Dominion's capital. She wants every member of the Dominion to feel as though they're equal. Oh, we need to be unified against our enemies, and having a high elf in charge is paramount to our success. But do we really need all this coddling? The ratification ceremony, the business...
Ладно. Проситель.
You're not one for waiting in lines, are you? You're confident, I'll give you that. Strode right up to the king. Azerith, Vine Dusk Ranger. You could say we keep King Comoran Eredon in touch with his people. Watch yourself. The boughs of the Elden Tree are bright and beautiful, but they cast long shadows. A year ago, the king nearly lost Eldenroot to a civil war. People have long memories. But that's old news. Just keep your wits about you and you'll be fine.
This
This one is thinking he could cope with a high elf's height, but they are so often concerned with order and control. It doesn't feel right. Adubersa cannot live in such chains, you know?
Прикольный чел.
I read in a book that the Wood Elves call themselves tree sap people. This is also true of Argonians. The Hist are our trees, and their sap our sap. For the Wood Elves, it's the Grat trees. Isn't that interesting?
This is wonderful. I'm here drafting sketches for more involved pieces of artwork depicting Valenwood. I'm under contract with a group organizing scenic trips for the nobility of Somerset. So naturally, I'm expecting substantial profits.
Ебать, эти дейдра поклонники. Бегают они на крыльцо. Туда. Кудой, тудой.
Some call this junk. This one? This...
Тут водится рыба. О, тут стало много народу. Уже не было вроде.
What is it?
I have no idea where the funds for these projects are going to come from, but it's my responsibility to find that funding. Perhaps I should.
Что за соль?
Do try to avoid any undue noise. I am studying the cultures of Valenwood to best ease our work in the region. Obviously, the Bosmer are primarily carnivores. This extends to their liquors, the majority of which are comprised of meat and mold. Odd.
Плесень же гриб. Грибы разве можно? Ой.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on outside. I doubt it really matters in the grand scope of things.
I suppose a wanderer like you wouldn't know what busy looks like. I will demonstrate. Feel free to observe, quietly and from a distance. Oh, forgive my manners. There's so much to do in preparing for Queen Irene's ratification ceremony. Tempers fray, as I'm sure you can understand. But if Prince Naaman sent you, it must be important. What can I do for you? Why would Prince Naaman care about that? If they're too lazy to build their own embassy, can't they afford an inn? Well, of course, I ordered it done. I hired some wood elves to excavate the stone and set aside supplies for Khajiit to use. It isn't my fault if the locals couldn't do their jobs. Check our storeroom. The Khajiit didn't even bother to pick up the supplies. In the meantime, I'm off to locate Prince Naaman. If he didn't send you here with his blessing, I'll see... We'll see what Prince Naaman thinks of your impertinent questions.
That's far enough. The storeroom is off limits. Ambassador Turin weighs orders. She did. That's different then. Show me her orders and I'll stand aside. Then I can't let you inside. Her instructions were very specific. No one gets in without her written permission. I'm to remain at my post until relieved. Except in an emergency, of course. The Khajiits could riot. That would be bad. Very bad. Or a fire, of course. But the chances of that happening are slim. I'm here on the ambassador's orders. I can't leave my post unless there's about that much. I'd say that's worth a 5-minute stroll. Be about your...
Greetings. Where is the guard? And what are you doing here? I'd expected you would solve problems at the embassy, not cause them. Do you realize what's happening out here? Oh, never mind. Why would she do that? Oh, never mind. Well, what did you find? Typical bureaucratic corruption. I expected better of the ambassador. No matter. Supplies can be replaced. What about the Khajiit embassy? Did she say why? What do you mean, collect stone? That should have happened months ago. They should be ready to build it. I'll talk to the ambassador myself. Put the fear of the Dominion into her. I'm surprised we didn't pass each other on the road. Get to those ruins and find that work crew. I want to know why they haven't done their jobs. I won't have Queen Irene's word impugned by someone else's ink.
Are Khajiit really welcome in your dominion?
Ой, блядь, да ладно. О.
So you're standing over the body of a dead wood elf. Nearly put an arrow in your throat. Good thing I recognize you. King Camoran Eredon had his suspicions about the embassy. Asked me to look into the matter, quietly. We both have a stake in this. We should work together, see where it leads. I know enough. Khajiit owed an embassy. They're angry the High Elves are dragging their feet to build it. Seemed like politics until a dozen stonemasons vanished without a trace. The king sent me to find out why. Before the Dominion, King Camoran Eredon nearly lost a civil war. I came to see if the missing stonemasons were targeted by the Blacksap rebellion. But Blacksap would have displayed the bodies, not left them as food for Horvor. The king suspects Ambassador Tarinwe has been up to no good. Little things, some of her associations. But he can't accuse his allies of undermining the whole alliance. Ambassador Tarinwe used criminals to smuggle supplies. Never directly, but enough for us to notice. I'm not saying she had these stonemasons killed, but I'd like to ask her myself. Problem is, there's nothing we can do while she's in the Altmer embassy. If she left the embassy, she knows someone's onto her. She'll go to ground, try to flee. Have someone smuggle her out of Grotwood. We should probably stop her. Meet me by the midnight.
Прикольненько. Ой, блин. Ладно. Похуй. Что за херня? А, понял.
Orcs are all about honor and all that, yeah? I don't guess you've run into a big lumbering brute of an orc in your travels. Named Storg. Was a friend of mine. Emphasis on the was. I'm in a pile of trouble because of him. Maybe you've heard of the rite of theft, a wood elf tradition. If you pull off a particularly clever theft, you can demand payment from the owner for their things. Well, I stole this tree thane's bow, and then Storg stole the bow from me. The tree thane wants his bow back, and if I can't give it to him, he's going to have me hauled in and whipped. Last I heard, Storg was headed toward Vine Death Cave. The tree thane won't let me leave town. Could you look for Storg?
They call this place the Middens because it's where all the refuse ends up. We clear them out now and again, they always come back. Necessary evil, I'm told. Spoke with someone I trust. She's definitely here. We should get moving. We're not far behind. Capture her, bring her in for questioning. Find proof she's behind this so Prince Naiman doesn't explode with outrage. Never thought I'd hunt a high elf ambassador. Smugglers, skooma addicts, and more than a few criminals. They keep to themselves, but sometimes they band together to repel outsiders. Kind of like a filthier version of the Dominion. Our goal is to find Ambassador Tarinwe before she buys passage out of Grotwood. Staying in the shadows, avoiding unnecessary conflict. That's what I'd do.
What, are you going to hit me too? You're just like the rest of them, aren't you? Everyone that comes through here, they...
Чувак часто с книжкой бегает.
Please, let me go!
We need Ambassador Tarinway alive. But if she runs, I'm putting an smugglers, skooma...
You're not with them.
The itching, it just won't stop.
Through the side!
Now, come. Sit right and enjoy.
Ah, tempt me. But this one's husband is willing.
Move!
Then I will save you.
Greetings to you both.
What is it?
Нихуя.
I'll never feel right again. Tanazir worries much about his new lady. She sleeps so much these days. Is she sick, this one wonders? Or is it the sleep of sorrow?
A coin for this unworthy one.
Вот.
Prince Naaman sent someone to the embassy. We have to leave before we're discovered.
Too late! For the heresy!
А, бля.
On your feet. You're coming with me.
Why? Where are you taking me?
To King Camoran Eredon, where you'll answer for crimes against the Dominion.
He'll have me killed and served for dinner.
Only if you're proven guilty. And if you are, none of us could stomach you. Now get moving. Good working with you. I'll take her from here. You should inform the king of the good news.
Пинудил.
Of course nobody down here recognizes me. It's been so long since they've been to Somerset, I expect they wouldn't. When Finaster finally comes to take me home, they'll see. They'll all see. And none of them will come with me.
This is our food, friend. Ours.
It is so hard to keep one's fur clean in these conditions, but this one has no place else to go.
Won't you take pity on me?
Do a poor elf a favour. Kill as many of the bastards who brought their filth in here as you can. They've beat us down, taken our things, and gotten some of us strung out on skooma. It's awful. I don't have anything for you to take. Please, don't hurt me.
И тебе вообще похуй, да?
Get yourself a drink. And one for me. You've returned. What have you learned of the Khajiit embassy? Oh, good. Nothing I enjoy more than talk of conspiracy. Did the ambassador have a manifesto? They usually have manifestos. No matter. I trust you resolved it. Splendid. I'll allow you the honor of informing Prince Naaman. Why not tell him the duly selected High Elf ambassador was working against the very dominion she pledged to support? I'll sit in my throne and try not to gloat.
Постараюсь не злорадствовать.
I heard what you said to the king. Ambassador Tarinway, a traitor, my wife's killer, a loyal servant, and I, Queen Iren's representative in Eldenroot, required to thank you for your efforts. Very well. I'll provide no... We'll interrogate Ambassador Tarinway until we know the extent of her treason. Then she'll die, as all traitors must. But no matter. Your efficiency in resolving this matter was commendable, and the Dominion rewards its servants. Ambassador Tarinway's betrayal could not have been more absolute. She knew the details of the ratification ceremony, which puts Queen Iren at risk. It's my sister's own fault. She thought to appease the ratification ceremony ends with the orrery, an ancient device beneath Eldenroot. It will divine Queen Iren's capacity to become Empress, or some such. But Ambassador Tarinway assisted in the preparations. Doing so would make Queen Iren look weak. No, we must proceed. You've proven your competence, so I'll ask you to speak with Melaras. He's an expert on the orrery and knows what must be done. Quite pleasant once you grow accustomed. The preparations for this ratification ceremony seem endless, but I'm up to the task. She asked how she could prove herself their rightful leader. The Sylvanar suggested the orrery nonsense, and the Main agreed. Of course, neither will be present to see it, yet my sister is held to her pledge. How unexpected. Khajiiti political excuses are impossible to discern. I know the Main will not be present, and that's all I care to know. As for the Sylvanar, he died on Kanathi's roost. Thought he could negotiate with the filthy sea elves. King Camoran Eredan. It's beneath his city, so there's no turning him away. And myself, of course.